Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our mathematics revision class. And in this mathematics revision class, I'll be solving 2023 Math 1100 exam paper. And of course, this was prepared by the University of Zambia School of Natural Sciences and Department of Mathematics and Statistics. Like I've always been saying, Math 1100 and Math 1120 are not different courses. These are just same things, just that this one is said in this way and that one is said in the other way, but same thing, same concepts. So we have question 3, and it's saying let f of x be equal to x squared minus x minus 6. By completing the square, express f of x in the form of that, where a, h, and k are constant. So, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be explaining part by part, because this is something that we have already solved in Math 1120. Check out my solutions. I have solved a question which is similar to this question, so that means that I've covered this topic. Okay, with this being said, I'll say my solution. I'll write my solution. In case you need much of the explanation, please you can watch the video on complete the square method, which is on our YouTube channel, and also where I solved Math 1120. I solved a question of this type. So we have f of x, which is equal to x squared minus x minus 6. So what we are going to do, we are going to say f of x, we are going to factorize the one there, and this will be x squared minus x minus 6, and then like that. From that, we are going to simply say 1, and then we'll find the half of that. So the half of negative x, which is negative half. So you're going to have x squared minus x, and then you're going to add, then subtract. So you add negative half and then subtract negative half squared. You subtract negative half squared and you say minus 6. So that's what we have. I've explained much in Math 1120 tutorial class, where I was solving a 2023 exam paper. So from here, I'll write my 1 there, then I'll get this negative half, and that one I'll make it as x minus half squared, and then there it will be minus half over 4 minus 6, like that. From that concept, from what we have here, I'll simply work out that part. So my 1 will be there, and then outside will be x minus 1 over 2 close bracket squared. This will be negative 1. 4 times 6 is simply 24, so negative 24 over 4. Then there you do like that. Then from here you say 1, open brackets, you say x minus half, and then close bracket squared, and up there it will be negative 25 over 4, and then it will be something like this. So by complete the square method, you find that f of x simply equal to, if at all you multiply this one by everything, it's going to be x minus 1 over 2 close bracket squared minus 25 over 4. So that is your final expression when you use the complete the square method. If you check up my my tutorial video solution in math 1120, you'll find that we did the same things, nothing else, and nothing has been added. Nothing, literally nothing has been added. So I'll now go to mine 2. Sketch the graph of f of x indicating the turning points, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So I'll start with the turning point. So for the turning point, what I'll do, I'll get that x, I'll say x minus half should be equal to 0. So x is equal to half. That simply means that the TP, which is turning point, is equal to half comma to a negative 25 over 4. Half comma negative 25 over 4. Please check out my solution for math 1120 containing complete the square method. You also check out our lecture class on complete the square method. Both videos are on our channel. So from here, what we are now going to do is we are going to look for the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So for the y-intercept, is very easy. So I'll write my solution there. Then the y-intercept, I'll write it as my y-intercept. So my y-intercept, I'll just get that constant number, which is y is simply equal to negative 6. So that's my y-intercept. Then the x-intercept, I can either use product, sum and factor, or I can use the same equation I have here. So I'll use this same equation because most of the question product, sum and factor, they don't work. So you normally literally depend on this formula. So I'll use it. So that one, I'll write the x-intercept. I'm going to write the x-intercept. So for the x-intercept, I'm going to get the same guy, which is x minus half, and then squared is simply negative 25 over 4 is simply equal to 0. So I'm just going to get that particular equation and equate it to 0 so that I can have the values of x. I would have used product, sum, factor, but I'm teaching, so I'll use the formula. Okay, so from there, this will go to the other side. So x minus half and then squared is simply equal to 25 over 4. In a case you find that this guy is a negative, then your equation or function doesn't have the x component, the x-intercept. Yeah. So from there, I can introduce the square or the square roots. So I'll say square roots, and then that one also square root. So that and that will go. Then here I'll put positive or negative. This means that I now have x minus half is equal to positive or negative square root 25 over 4. So x minus half, x minus 1 over 2 is simply equal to the positive or negative of 5 over 4. So from here, this simply implies that x minus half, so that one has to be 2 and not a 4, because the square root of 4 is simply 2. So I'll write my 2 there. This simply means that x minus half is simply equal to 5 over 2, and also x minus half is simply equal to negative 5 over 2. So this can go to the other side. So x is equal to 5 over 2 plus c 1 over 2. So x here is simply equal to 6 over 2, and x is simply equal to 3. So 3 was the answer there. Then the other guy, it's going to be x is equal to negative 5 over 2 plus 1 over 2. Upon doing that, so x will simply equal to negative 5 plus 1 is simply negative 4 over 2. I've just gone direct because these are the same denominators. So x simply equal to negative 2. So these are the x-intercepts, but we would have just found the guys by doing product sum factor. I've moved this route because I'm teaching, and most of the questions they will need you to go this route. That's why I have taught this part. The easy and shortest way, you can just utilize the product sum and factor. Okay, so we have the x-intercept, we have the y-intercept, and we have the turning point. So what are we waiting for? Nothing. So we'll simply now sketch our graph. We'll simply now sketch our graph, which will be sketched in the following way. So we have the y-axis and you have the x-axis like that. Okay, so from this information, which is that you are going to get the turning point. So the turning point was half and negative 25 over 4. Half and negative 25 over 4. Okay, so with that information, you can also pick negative 6 as your asymptote, your negative 6 as your y-intercept, and then also you have the other guy, which are the x-intercepts. So this graph will look like this. So I'll check it up. So it will start from there, go down like that. It will cut negative 6 there, go down, make a 10, and then it goes like that, whereby we have to understand that this guy is negative 6, this guy is negative 25 over 4, this guy here is half. Okay, and you clearly indicate half comma negative 25 over 4. You clearly indicate that. Then there you on where the guy is cutting the x component, you go back and look for them. You have 3 and negative 2, so you're going to put negative 2 there and a 3 there, negative 2 there and a 3 there. Lastly, you're going to put your function, which is y is equal to x squared minus x minus 6. You say the x components and they are the y component. Easy and simple. So if you understood math 1120 solution, which was harder than this question, then you are able to get everything right. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have any question at this particular stage? Any question? Please ask questions. Fides, do you have a question? Yes, what's your question?
I wanted to ask.
Yes.
There, when you reach that point, plus or minus 5/2,
Yes.
is it okay when you do x is equal to 5/2 minus, like you turn that -1/2 to the other side? Oh, it's going to be positive.
Yes.
Alright. But you
Oh.
can do that, it's fine.
You have to do what I've done.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Any other question, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, since we don't have a question, let's go to the other question. Let's go to the other question, which was B. This is a little bit conceptual question, and you have to be a bit good at English. So for our friends who are good at English can easily understand this question. Solution. Find two numbers x and y whose difference is 10 and whose product is a minimum. Alright, let's quickly look at this. So since we are saying find two numbers whose difference, so I'll capitalize on that part here. This is where I'll capitalize. So there I'll say the difference between these two numbers is x minus y should be equal to what? 10, right? And then we can make y the subject, the formula. So this can be y is equal to x minus 10. Okay, and this guy can be our equation 1. So this guy can be our equation 1. After capitalizing on these guys, I can now think about a way of finding the product. So this is for the difference. Now let me look at the product. Okay, so the product, I can simply say let P be equal to the what? The product. Let P be equal to the product such that x times y is equal to the product P. X times y is equal to the product P. From here, what I'm going to do now is something like this. I'll say P is equal to x, y. Okay, this is our equation 2. All right, fine. Then from there, what I'll do is I'll say using equation 1, say using equation 1, using eq1 or using eq2, using equation 2 which I've made. Okay, you find that P is equal to x, where there is y. I'm going to put what I made subject, the formula, which is x minus 10, and this will give me P is equal to x squared minus 10x. Now from here, something has to pop up in my head. What is that? I have to capitalize on this. I have to capitalize on that. The product is a minimum. Okay, so the tricky thing here is that you have to look for a topic which talks about minimum and maximum. Minimum and maximum. The topic which talks about minimum and maximum, there are only two topics: complete the square method and calculus. Complete the square method and the calculus. So I can use complete the square method on this question and find the answer. I can also use calculus to find the answer, but complete the square method will give me a long process, but the calculus will give me a shorter method. So what I'll do is this. I'm going to say calculus will come in here. So I'm going to say dp dx is simply equal to 2x minus 10. 2x minus 10. Now, at the minimum points, at the minimum points, okay, at the minimum point, dp dx is simply equal to what? 0. Remember, in math 11:20, when we are finding the critical points, that's what we did. Even here, we are going to use the same knowledge we use on critical points. It's the same knowledge that we are going to use. But here, we have not directly been told to find the critical points, but we have been told to find the values, okay, whose product is a minimum. Okay, so from there, you're going to say 2x minus 10 is equal to what? 0. So x is equal to 10 over 2. X is equal to what? 5. I have found the first value, which is what? 5. Okay, so once I find 5 as my x, I can now go and look for y, isn't it? So y, I'll use equation 1. So I'm going to say y is equal to x minus 10, and then y is equal to, such that we know x is equal to 5. So 5 minus 10 is going to be what? Negative 5. That's all. So from the understanding perspective, I can use a number line. From the understanding perspective to show if you really understood, but we are done from there. So you have negative 5 there, you have 5 there, okay, then there you're going to have negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, right? So those are your guys you're going to have like that. Then there you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to have something like that. So if you want to see the difference between them, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is 10. 5 minus negative 5 is going to give you 5 plus 5, which is 10. This is grade 3 work. This is for G3. This one is for G7 or G5, in between those two. Yeah, amongst the 3 years, actually all the 3, 5, 6 and 7, these ones when you learned integers, this one when they were introducing you to the number line, but at university that's what you have. All right, I think that's it for the day. If you have a question, you are free to ask now for those in class, but in case you are going to have a question later on, you are free to WhatsApp me. Remember, go through both math 1100 and math 1120, then you'll find it easy. All right, so for those with question, you can ask now.